One of the best ways to keep our nation moving forward is to give workers a voice, to protect the freedom to organize, to defend the freedom to collectively bargain, to end union busting, because when workers join together and demand what is fair, everyone is better off.
Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday committing her support to the labor movement as she delivered the keynote address at the American Federation of Teachers Convention. Just a few days earlier, AFT, which is the largest teachers union in the country, endorsed Harris's bid for president. The Teachers Federation is just one of several labor unions that have thrown their support behind the vice president so far. Altogether, the unions that have already endorsed Harris represent millions and millions of workers. And they all backed Joe Biden back in 2020, who throughout his term in office has often touted himself as, quote, the most pro-union president in history. President Biden made history last year when he became the first sitting president to walk a picket line, joining striking auto workers in Michigan as they demanded higher wages and cost of living increases. And under the Biden administration, the National Labor Relations Board, which is an independent federal agency tasked with protecting workers' rights, has been emboldened to issue complaints against big companies after Biden appointed labor-backed advocates to the agency's board. Joe Biden has made labor rights a cornerstone of his presidency, and he wouldn't have gotten to the White House in 2020 without labor unions' critical support. That same union support will be just as, if not more important, for Kamala Harris's presidential bid this year. While many labor unions have coalesced around the Harris campaign so far, there are some notable holdouts. The United Auto Workers Union, the same union whose picket line Biden walked last year, has held off on endorsing Harris, taking its time to make sure that she is aligned with the union on its key issues. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters has yet to endorse anyone, but to the surprise of many, the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, crossed partisan lines 2 weeks ago and became the first Teamster leader to address the Republican National Convention. Watch.
The Teamsters are here to say we are not beholden to anyone or any party. We will create an agenda and work with a bipartisan coalition ready to accomplish something real for the American worker. And I don't care about getting criticized.
Now, that appearance came before President Biden dropped out of the race, and in spite of the fact that the Teamsters have historically endorsed Democrats in presidential elections, including Biden in 2020. Now that we're 100 days out from the election, what assurances do union leaders and union workers and the labor movement writ large need to hear from Kamala Harris in her presidential platform for them to fully get behind her? For more on this, I'm joined by Sara Nelson. She's the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA, AFL-CWA, a lot of initials there. Sara, good to see you. Thank you for being with us. Now, your particular union has not officially endorsed anyone yet. Walk me through how this process works for unions and what you expect to happen in the coming days.
Thanks, Ali. Well, first of all, I'd just like to remind people that unions are nonpartisan organizations. It's the last non-self-selecting place in America where people come together. We don't even choose who comes into our organizations. The boss actually chooses who's going to be in the workplace, and then we organize around that. So we have to have a conversation with members about, what's in our best interest and why we would be supporting a particular candidate. And that process has to take place in order for this to actually be meaningful. And so we're gonna do that. I will say right off the bat that Kamala Harris is out there full-throated, supporting union rights, supporting the right to organize, supporting collective bargaining. These are key issues that have to be in place. Our right to strike in order to take on the issues that flight attendants care about, increasing our wages, increasing actually getting paid for all the time that we're at work, making sure that we have good health care and retirement. All of those issues are issues that matter to the rest of the working class. And she has been full-throated about that. But what she has also done is shown the spirit of solidarity in this campaign in just the last week. She has shown that her power comes from other people. It comes from all these people who want to have a better life. And so she's got to show that also in her commitment to who she's going to put on her team.
Talk to me about that, because a lot of people are talking about Mark Kelly at the top, possibly, of a list of 8+ potential running mates. There was some issue with him with union workers who said he was not supportive of the PRO Act, although now he is. Ever since Kamala Harris is at the top of the ticket and he's a potential running mate, he's changed. Now, is that good or bad for somebody like you?
Look, it's good. I think maybe she should put Mark Warner on the list, too, so we get his vote also. But listen, I respect Senator Kelly. We have worked with him. We have endorsed him in the past. That's about getting to a Senate majority, because the fact of the matter is we do endorse Republicans who stand with us. Now, not election deniers, and they have to be very clearly on all of our issues. But we also support a Senate majority with the Democrats and a House majority with the Democrats, because as long as the Republican platform is about destroying unions, trying to destroy our ability to collectively bargain, get rid of public sector unions that make sure that all of us can have education and have the resources for firefighters who help us. This is existential to us, to make sure that we actually have people in charge who have a platform that support working people and the services that we count on in our communities. So we are continuing to press on that. Mark Kelly is a non-starter, frankly, on the VP rep. We have a great example in Governor Walz, who has a whole resume of working on workers' rights and being very clear about it in his bones. You know, we don't have to bring in the haves and have-nots about when we're trying to decide should kids be able to eat at school. These are the kinds of full-throated endorsements of working people, our families, that we need to see in order to give the best argument to our members that Kamala Harris is putting together a ticket that is going to be for working people and not just the alternative to, frankly, the existential threat of Donald Trump. But we're going to move forward together. We're going to actually action this joy and unity that we're seeing and the leadership from areas of the country that we haven't seen before. And we're going to put that into practice to deliver on the things that we care about: living wage, healthcare, retirement, and getting our time back.
We are going to talk about this. Let me know when you guys are ready to endorse somebody, and we'll have that conversation about what it is that is in their platform that is going to cause you to go out to your workers and say, look, nonpartisan though it is, these are the candidates we think make the most sense. Sara, good to see you as always. Thank you for joining us. Sara Nelson
Good to see you too.
Is the international president of the Association of Flight Attendants.